let's uh, let's tone that down a little bit. Mm, there we go. I think that looks good, lighting wise. I had my lamp pointed directly at my face. Um, I've done that before with photography. Um, Controlling the lighting in the situation can give you a lot of interesting results, and it's a good creative tool that every photographer should use. So, I used to know a girl who considered herself a photographer, uh, and she submitted some photos to a publication in my high school, and I've just seen some of her work, and it's not the best stuff, to put it kindly. It's it's most aptly described as stock photos, like stock photography, because it's all boring. Uh, she puts the subject in the center of her frame. She It looks like stock photo. It looks like something out of like a clothes catalog, you know. Uh, it's not art. It's not technically bad, but the reason she thinks of herself as a photographer is because she has the equipment. She has an expensive camera, probably some kind of editing software. She's got the lenses, all that stuff. That stuff is bullshit. That stuff doesn't matter at all if you're trying to be a photographer for art or art's sake or whatever. The important things are an eye for interesting pictures, subjects, being able to see something at the right moment, capturing motion, being in the right place at the right time. The the greatest photos that last are usually of historical events, of people in motion, and the fundamentals of photography. The most important fundamentals of photography are things like composition and lighting and color theory, and just having an understanding of what images look good, and then there's just the creative eye. And I'm of the belief that there is an intangible kind of uh, just a artistic sense that you can be born with. It's just a talent. It's a certain trait that people have in varying amounts. Uh, and if you don't have that, then it's harder to become a truly great photographer artistically. Uh, Not to say that it's impossible. I also believe that everything is possible if you put in work and time. Um, but to put in that work and time, you have to like doing what you do. Bob Ross said that a talent is a pursued interest, and that's just a really great quote. Anyway, in photography, like, one of the important things is the rule of thirds. And so on my phone, and I'm looking at it right now, I have a grid right here, 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 and here are the lines, and it makes like a tic-tac-toe pattern, and it helps me line up shots that look kind of interesting. For example, my face in this shot is a little offset. It's kind of in the middle, top-wise, like it's in the middle section, but it's not just straight in the middle of the frame like if I was to be here. Now, this is a pretty subtle difference being here versus being here, but it just makes for a more interesting visual picture overall. Um, anyway, those are my thoughts on photography. I could go on, but that's not why I started recording. Um, I was watching a video about Valve from the Valve News Network about Half-Life 3 and how it's still going to come out. And my thoughts on that were... My thoughts on Half-Life 3 is that I think it's going to come out, especially after seeing these videos. There's compelling evidence. I don't think it needs to. I think that it's been so overhyped that it would be almost a good idea not to. Um, Again, I could talk about that, but I don't want to. Okay? I'm going to do what I want. And what I want to do right now is film myself. Um, I tried to do a vlog yesterday, and I tried to do it on a specific thing that I was thinking about, an experience I wanted to share, but I couldn't find the words. I didn't know what to say. Uh, I was trying to talk about my experience with the lack of food. How I was kind of like getting weird, you know. I had the sky was a weird color. It was like the sunset was uh, interacting with the clouds. I think the sky was yellow, and things just had this yellowish tinge, like if you were putting on some like tinted glasses, and it was neat. And it made me feel things, and I felt stuff and. But I couldn't get it out. I couldn't get the right words out. And I think, after thinking about that, it's because I was trying too hard to create something to say. In any case, that's one theory that I have about that. My favorite poem is by Nissim Ezekiel, known as the Poet of Meen. He's Indian. He's Jewish. Cool guy overall. I like his poetry in general. I haven't read much of it, but what I've read, I liked. My favorite poem is by him, and it is. I don't remember the exact title, but it has to do with like comparing poets to bird watchers, and how you can't force a bird to appear so that you can document it, you could take a picture, notice it. You have to wait if you are trying to view a bird. You have to wait for the bird to come to you. And likewise, you have to wait for the idea for a poem to come to you. And as someone who has dabbled in poetry, I agree with this, and it's why it's my favorite poem. I don't know if it's actually my favorite poem. I have a huge problem with superlatives, saying something is the best. It's the most X. This thing is it's the greatest ever. I don't like that, and it's a thing that has become very common to the internet. It's basically always been common to the internet because we like extremes. Extremes are easy. They are easy to think about. It's fun to see the most X, the greatest Y. It's why we have world records. The Guinness World Record book is exactly the same phenomenon. We like it, but I always have a problem with it because I have this scientific kind of streak in myself where I need to justify everything, and explain, and I need to say what I mean, in a very technical kind of way. And that train of thought has run its course because I don't remember where I was going. Cool. Anyway, I've been eating pepper. Let me show you the little package. It's this Dewey's. Fuck. Hold on. I'm holding my phone here. It's this Dewey's Pizza pepper. If I can get a little focus on that. Dewey's Pizza pepper, crushed red pepper thing. It's a pizza topping. When I was younger, I didn't think I liked spicy things, but I think that I do like spicy. I don't know. I came to the realization that the general populace has no tolerance for spiciness at all. And that spicy food isn't really spicy if it's like from a restaurant, a typical kind of restaurant, like, I don't know if I can, like a Friendly's, or if it's like a snack, like those spicy Cheetos ain't spicy at all. After a whole bag, I start to feel the spice. Not spicy. Americans can't handle. People can't handle with extreme flavors. which is ironic because how much they want the extreme news, the extreme stories. I don't know. That's a nifty little tidbit. Um, you have to wait for the ideas to come to you. I was trying to force things, and then I also tried to kind of force a sort of a sketch, and it wasn't. I wasn't doing it because I had an idea or I had some thoughts I needed to express. I was doing it because I felt like I needed to make something. I felt a kind of pressure to do that. And now that I have these ideas, I've thinking, and I have things I think I can say. I'm making this video, and it's a lot easier, and it's a lot better. Uh, Another theory about why this is easier, and I'm doing this exactly now, is because I'm on the meds. I have ADHD, and I take medication to focus myself. It's a stimulant, and I could go into it, but it makes it so that I can hold on to certain ideas more. And I think that's a part of why I'm feeling this now. I believe I was on meds last time. I don't remember. I lose my train of thought often, and I think that is an outcome of the ADHD. I'm gonna stop here and then edit in what I was trying to say because I'll watch this and then remember it. Now it is too late. But I'm not gonna get up and turn these lights off, you know? You know? I have this thing. So I've got these headphones in and I like them in. I don't know, it's comfortable. It's like a safety blanket. It makes me feel safe. And they're plugged into my computer, as you can see right there, and I don't like to unplug them. It's not a difficult thing. Jesus, what is this shadow on my face? Oh no, you're gonna see my laundry. Oh no. Okay. Shoot. Anyway, it's not a difficult thing. Damn. Okay, I'll be right back. Yeah, the lights are going on. Alright, that's better. Back to where we were. One thing, well, another photography tip, because, you know, I'm the photography expert, and I'm the number one man for that crazy shiznaz, and that's why you're here. A good tip is backlit things don't look good, because you can't see them. If you're trying to take a picture of someone's face and there's lighting behind them, the camera will adjust to that high lighting level and the face will be too dark and you won't be able to see as well. Clearly we are in an extreme here where I have a lot of light in front of me as my computer screen and my lamp right there, and those are providing a lot of light in front of me, but there's no light behind me, so my face stands out against this black background. And let's just try to adjust it a little. Hopefully I'm not overexposed. Yeah, a little overexposed. And I want it to look nicer. So, and that's just me. Oh, okay, yeah. So, it's these little things. It's like unplugging my headphones from the computer, taking them off, just so I can get up and do something. It's not difficult. It's just something very small and minute, but it's enough to prevent me from doing something. And that's just kind of how lazy I am. That's just... Or in class, if I have to get out a pencil, then I'm going to have to unzip my backpack, then get out my pencil bag, unzip that, then find a pencil. And nothing of that is difficult and actually requires much effort, but it's just the fact that there is something is enough of a mental barrier that you can not want to do it. It's enough to make you stop and uh, just not act. Um, I didn't watch the video, but I'm in a mental state where I am thinking. I'm active, and I'm having these kind of thoughts, you know? Getting to that point is interesting. I took the meds. One thing I remembered that I was going to mention is that I ate. I had a big old meal. I had I got to talk about that. I had 3 slices of pizza. Yeah. I had a hamburger. It was actually a chicken patty. I think it was an unknown meat patty that I dressed up to taste kind of like a hamburger, and it was good, I guess. Then I had some slices of apples, and I had 3 glasses of water because I also haven't drank all that much. Hydration is super important. I heard somewhere, it's just a pseudo fact, that like so many of your just minor health problems, like oh I got a headache, is just drink some water. You're probably dehydrated. Um, uh, I had some macaroni kind of stuff, just food court fare. And the thing about the meds is that it removes my appetite. And what that means is that, okay, so there's a distinction between appetite and hunger. Hunger is the physiological need for food. Uh, Everyone has that. Everyone needs that. I need to eat whether or not I want to. But then there's that want, which is the appetite. Appetite is wanting to eat or not, and it's a semantic, technical distinction, but it is useful in describing what the side effect of this medication. It removes my appetite and my desire to eat. So I don't want to eat. I still need to eat, and I still can enjoy food if I'm eating it, if I'm like physically chewing it, but I have no compulsion to get any of it, to get any more of it. And even like hunger pains, my stomach starts to hurt because I haven't eaten in a while. Even that is usually not enough. Part of that is because I'm a moody piece of shit, because my life's a wreck. But regardless, I'm in this state right now where I can talk about things, because I've decided that I need to get focused. I need to kick it in gear for a history paper that is due in 9 hours. And it's 6,000 words, and we'll just have to see how that goes. In the past, when I haven't been doing my schoolwork, I let myself get too wrapped up in the mental aspect of it, in just thinking about it and how much I'm gonna fail. And it gets me down, and then I don't do anything. And that's also partly an excuse for my own laziness, because I'm lazy. And making jokes about such things is fun and nice, but if you make jokes about it too much, then you don't fix the problem. You just feel worse about it. Lots of things to talk about. When I'm in this kind of state, I have a lot of things to say, a lot of thoughts running through my mind, and trying to write them down is not enough. Trying to speak them is not enough. All I can do is think. And that's the only thing that is able to keep up with my mind at this moment, is to just think these thoughts and just have them bounce around my head, echo. And I think a lot. And that's how I come to certain conclusions. But writing is a useful process because I can't write as quickly as I think. Because I can't get the ideas out, I have to organize them in order to physically document them as the written word on a page. Which is why writing sucks for me. I fucking hate writing. It's a literally painful process. Because I start writing and then I second guess myself and I self-doubt. Always the doubt. Always the doubt. And And is that what I meant to say? Is that good enough? Is that the right way to say that? And then I don't remember what I had to say to begin with. And the whole time, I've thought of 3 new things to say. Fucking sucks. Um, and so that's that tangent. My intention with it, already I've lost. And I'm going to try to stop saying that because it happens too often. Even saying things aloud is not. I organize my thoughts when I say them so that they make sense, hopefully. And that is a time consuming process. I should make notes on things I want to touch on. I should make notes on that. And then I'll have a reference and I'll just be like, where was I going with this? And I'll look at the list and then I'll be like, oh yeah, that's the thing I want to say. Okay, cool. Okay, so plans for the future. A part of this endeavor is to do things over and over and fail and learn from mistakes. I've already learned from those, the videos which I haven't uploaded, which may be uploaded eventually, but they sucked and I wasn't in the right headspace. I wasn't having things to say. I was trying to make a video for the sake of that, and that's another reason they came out the way they did, maybe. Possibly. But I'll think about it, and I'll come to a conclusion, maybe. One more thing that I remember I wanted to talk about is that my phone is pretty much full at this point of storage. So I can only record about a 10-minute video at a time, and as you can see, this video is well over 10 minutes, nearing 20. It's because I took that first half, before the first cut, off my phone and onto my computer, and then I deleted it off my phone. And that's just a nifty little thing. It looks like I still exist. This is proof, and that's me signing off. Okay. Yeah.